Elizabeth, founder of the Green Generation Initiative and African Green Person of the Year 2019, I'm told. Elizabeth, please.
Thank you. I will begin by saying that the climate crisis for me is also a nature crisis. And if we can channel our energy and resources to solutions that put people and our planet above profits, we will have halfway solved the climate crisis. But right now, we have seen the struggles of even putting nature at the front line when it comes to addressing the climate crisis, because the climate and the ecological crisis have for so long been treated as two separate crises, and yet they are one. For me, I know that nature-based solutions can awaken our deep sense and connection to the natural world, and they can remind us of who we are. When I founded the Green Generation Initiative, it was all out of the love for nature, and many people ask me if I have hopes for COP26, if I have hopes for the future, and my feedback is I do not hope, I love, because that's the main thing that continues to put me in a position where I can speak up for nature, because when you love nature, you will understand and feel the pain of nature, and you will do everything in your power and in your capacity to protect nature, because when we protect nature, we are protecting ourselves as the entire human race. But when we continue to be at war with nature, then we are at war with ourselves, with our future, and we are not being fair to the next generations. So I grew up in the woods, and I grew up in the most forested region in Kenya. And for all my childhood, it was about the trees ahead of me, the bushes beside me, seeing the clean streams, being able to have an opportunity to listen to the bird songs, see butterflies, things that we cannot see today because the natural world has continued to change over time. And even that natural world that my friends and I knew as children has completely changed before our eyes. The streams that were flowing so fast no longer flow in the same speed. The water levels have gone down. The forests and bushes you can clearly see on the other side because the trees are not as they used to be before. And the reason I founded the initiative is to get children to love nature, because for me that's the sense, and that's the deep place where humanity needs to begin. We need to get back down to our roots and reconnect with the natural world, because then we will not have to be demanding to protect nature. It's going to come from deep within. And when I saw my ecosystems and the forest landscape being degraded, I was deeply disturbed. I was angry, I was furious. But that anger also gave me a hunger to want to do something about challenges like deforestation, challenges like the climate crisis. So I started with a campaign that I dubbed Adopt a Tree campaign, where I would ensure that every child in every school in my country would get a chance to plant and adopt a tree each in the school compound. And this was to get them to become a generation of environmentally conscious individuals, and at the same time, be part and parcel of the restoration efforts in my country. Every country right now is supposed to be at about 10% of their forest cover, and my country is currently at 7.3% forest cover. And this is one of the initiatives that's also trying to be part and parcel of the national initiatives to attain the 10% forest cover and possibly surpass the 10% forest cover. So I do believe that our energies and efforts should be channeled towards nature-based solutions. So along the way, while working with children, I also realized that this is the group that is the most impacted by the climate crisis. They need food, they need water, but they are not getting this because the climate crisis has continued to cause so much in terms of the droughts, the floods, the landslides, mudslides. The children are the ones who have to be the most impacted. And on the other hand, women are the ones who have to walk for long distances to get food and water for their children and their families. So I thought to myself, how can we use this tree growing initiative to get food to the children? And so we started to establish food forests where we could pick designated corners in the school compound and there we would plant mixed species of fruit trees. And this would mean a nutritious source of food for the children at the end of the day, because most of them have to walk for long distances as well to get their way to school. And it's not fair if they are going to school but they do not have food to eat, they do not have water to drink, and the environment around them is not conducive. So yes, let's green the schools around them and give them an opportunity to be able to connect with nature, and also give them an opportunity to be able to deal with the challenges of the climate crisis. And the other thing we focus on is environmental education that is experiential and practical, because the children are not only the most impacted by the climate crisis, they are also the ones that seem to be doing most of the work right now in terms of what needs to be done. And they need to feel part of the solution. They need to be involved in everything that is happening right now. And so we focus on enlightening them and making sure that they understand what's happening. And I'll give a very practical example of instances where we've taken children to streams that have been polluted, streams that were once clean but right now are flowing with plastic waste. And I remember 2 questions that these children asked me when I brought them to this stream. They asked me, who did this? And another child asked me, what can we do about this? So this is a generation of action-oriented people that want to see change. They want to see their natural ecosystems protected. And the least that the world can give back is to join in and do much more, because we are, this generation, and we do not have much of the power or all the needed resources to do what's needed to be done in terms of keeping 1.5 alive. And that is why the young people, in addition to that, are calling upon the leaders to do more, because we cannot do this on our own. And at the end of the day, the gap between the pledges and commitments we are seeing even here at COP26 are nowhere close to getting us to 1.5. So there's clearly so much that needs to be done, but we are not sitting back. We are also doing the work on the ground, and I think it's time for the rest of the world to do what needs to be done and to continue joining in and focus on also nature-based solutions, because they will awaken our deep connection with the natural world, and they will remind us of who we are. And when we remember who we are, I don't think we will continue to destroy our global commons, and we will not continue to destroy nature. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Elizabeth, for that really wonderful contribution, and indeed for your leadership on these subjects. Thank you.